All right, welcome back to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Man, so Derek Carr restructures his contract with the Saints.
Mm.
So the foolishness continues.
So how much you end up saving?
I think it was 30 million we saved this season. We had to do something to get under the cap. So I understand why they did it.
Right, right.
Um, but I want to just blow it up. I want to start over. Like, just cut the dead weight. Let's just stop it. Don't get me wrong. As I've always said, Derek Carr is not a bad quarterback. You just know you're not going to win anything with him. You're going to be somewhere in that 6 to 7, 8, 9 wins, 7, 8, 9 wins if he stays healthy. But that's not good enough to make the playoffs. Not even in the NFC South, that is good enough. So
Yeah.
it's just like, why are we wasting time? Let's just blow this whole thing up and let's start over. But restructuring his contract, you're committing 2 more years to it. You're just, you help yourself with the cap this year, but you're just pushing the money down, pushing the dead weight. And so now, okay, yeah, we saved 30 million this year, but next year the cap hit is even higher. And then the following year is even higher. So it just never ends. We just keep kicking the can down the road
Right.
and it just never gets any better.
Yeah, man. I mean, but like you said, you have to. Y'all so far over the cap. You got to make a move, or you're not gonna be able to do anything in free agency.
Right.
And y'all got Christian Kirk. So guess y'all had to make a little room for him.
Right. Right.
I mean, yeah.
But we've lost so many players. Like, we've lost some young talent. Like Paulson Adebo,
I'm sorry,
I
y'all didn't
thought
get.
was a
Sorry, y'all didn't get Christian Kirk. I'm sorry.
oh
That was
no, no,
that was a Texas.
yeah.
That was a
I
Texas.
forget who the guy is from the Patriots. He got a defensive lineman. That was our biggest free agent signing. But we've lost so many players. We lost a lot of our secondary people. The main one that I'm more upset about was Paulson Adebo. I thought he was an up and coming defensive back. He did break his leg this season, but he looked to be the heir apparent to Marshawn Lattimore, right? Somebody that was going to that could perform just as well as Marshawn, but come in at a reasonable price, and they let him go. Somebody you groomed to be your starting corner. Um, I just don't understand what we're doing. I don't get it. I guess we're just trying to be okay, opposed to just being downright terrible, which I would be fine with. Like, if you brought in some rookie quarterback and just let them, fumble their way through it till they figure it out and get better the following year. But no, we bring Derek Carr back, who's been in the league 11, 12 seasons, only been in the playoffs 2 times. Two times out of 12 seasons.
Hmm.
Yeah. I what did they say the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
That's right. That's
That's where
right.
we're at. We're in quarterback purgatory. And hey, we're probably looking at another, 8, 7, and 9 or 7 wins this season. That's if Derek Carr stays healthy. I mean, right
Right.
now he's an older quarterback, so he's likely to be injured. Especially when there's not a lot of good talent around him. So it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it is what it is. You already hit your wagon to him when you got him and gave him that contract. So now to be able to move, without the contract, to move not without the contract, but now to be able to move and and be able to, do things, you're gonna have to
Right.
restructure the contract and kick the can down the road, like you said.
Yeah. I
You
think it
know,
would have been better just to make some cuts. You know, um, allow Carr to walk. I think he was actually making plans. There was reports that he was making plans to leave the Saints. He didn't think they were going to re-sign him. There's some
mm,
other players that they've they've done these restructures. They gave them a ton of money. Basically, and to our viewers, basically a restructure in the NFL is like when you got somebody that's making a ton of money. You're over the cap. The NFL allows you to convert their salary for that year to
yep.
bonuses. And now you take the bonus money and you spread it out over the upcoming years of the salary. So that's basically what they're doing. And now it increases the cap hit the following year. It just pushes the can, kicks the can down the road so they can deal with it later. That's what we've been doing for the past, I don't know, 8 years since we're trying to win a championship with Breeze.
Hmm.
So,
Wow.
but
Yeah, like you said, it is what it is, man. You know.
yeah, it is what it is. Um, looking at some of the other moves that happened around the NFL, um, Geno was traded to the Raiders, which was interesting.
Yeah, he reunited with Carroll, Pete Carroll. You
That's
know,
right.
it's I mean, I don't. If I'm a Raiders fan, I wouldn't be feeling excited about it. You know how I feel about G, so I
Right,
wouldn't be
right.
excited about it. I guess it was something. I mean, I don't know why they just don't go ahead and spend on the quarterback or go get one in the draft, a high pick in the draft or something. They keep bringing in these retreads, man. They just
I
keep bringing them in.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it, and here's why. I get what you're saying. I agree with you. I hate when they bring in a retread, a guy
Mhm.
we know who he is. We know what he
Right.
is. Gino's going to get you about 8, 9 wins every season,
There you go.
right?
There you go.
But if the plan is to have Gino there as a bridge quarterback for Shador or who's the young quarterback out of Miami,
Ward.
Cam Ward, right?
Mhm.
If Gino is there to be the bridge to Cam Ward or Gino, I mean, or to excuse me, Shador, I get it. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
if Gino is your long term plan,
Mm,
no, no, I
yeah.
don't like it. I
A
mean,
good.
hell, I don't know if Pete Carroll's the long term plan. I mean, isn't he like 80?
Pete Carroll's up there. Yeah, I think Pete Carroll's up there.
Pete Carroll's like 80 years old, man. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's up there, man. I
I, I mean,
think he's up there for sure.
like I said,
Uh,
you need a decent quarterback to at least be competitive in this league.
right.
And I think they got themselves a decent quarterback. So,
Yeah, he's decent, but you're not looking saying, "Hey, we go to the Super Bowl, y'all."
oh no.
Say
Hell,
you
I
not
don't
do that with Gino.
right. I don't know if you can say you're going to the playoffs with Gino.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
You
I don't
know
know. But you can definitely say you're going to win 8 games with Gino.
what I mean?
No, you can say you're going to win 8 games.
Really? You can say that with Gino on anything?
Well, not with any team. Can you say that? I mean, the great Aaron Rodgers couldn't win 8 games with the Jets. So
Right.
I give Gino a break. You know, after when he left the Jets, I was like, Gino's terrible. He got to Seattle and it's like, okay, well, he's not that bad. Maybe it was just the Jets. Now we've seen Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. We saw Brett Favre with the Jets. I think it's
Right.
the Jets.
Well, he is going back to the great. He's going back to the good coaching. So I think it was just
Right.
the it was coaching Gino up, man. They got the
Oh
most they
yeah.
got out of him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got the very most they could get out of Gino. Uh, yeah, I think they got the most they can get up out of him. And now he's back with. I mean, he's back with Carroll though. Carroll's
Yeah.
he's still a good coach. He ain't been gone that long enough. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
even last year that they didn't make the playoffs, the Seahawks won 10 games with Gino.
Yeah,
So, they're just in a really tough division with the Rams and the 49ers.
yeah.
So I think that's part of it. I like
Mhm.
that Gino, you know, proved that he was better than the Gino you saw with the Jets. Because that's what everybody remembers. That's what I remember. That's why I wasn't
Well,
high on it.
well, having just about everybody left the Jets show they were better when they left the
I,
Jets.
I,
I
well, only
mean,
one
no,
Wilson hasn't.
well, oh yeah, Wilson hasn't. No, he has
No,
not had a chance. I don't think he's had another chance at another
that's
team
true.
since. Yeah,
That's
I don't
true.
even think he played a down since he left there, man.
That's
It's
true.
crazy.
Right. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't judge him yet.
but you know what? He was one of those last minute rise up to the top right before the
Hmm.
draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, why y'all talking about getting him so high?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just kind of came from nowhere. Like,
Like
what are
Mitch
you doing?
Trubisky.
Yeah, like Mr. Trubisky. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they do this every year? They gonna find some obscure quarterback playing somewhere that you ain't never seen. And then, oh yeah, Guy right here, Trey Lance. Oh, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
Oh,
Daniel Jones. He was fire at Duke.
there you go. Oh yeah, we snuck around everybody. Nobody saw him playing. Yeah, yo, we got him. They just thought they had something, man. And
Right.
no, you was tricking yourself. You was
I,
tricking yourself.
yeah, thinking you're smarter than everybody else. I couldn't believe the Bears traded up to get Mitch Trubisky, the number 2 quarterback in the draft, and a quarterback rich draft. A draft
Right.
that had Deshaun Watson,
Yep.
Deshaun Watson before he became the massage therapist
Right.
creep that he is. But they had him. He was great
Yep.
early on. Patrick Mahomes was in that draft, which is
Yep.
like, why? Wasn't even was Lamar Jackson in that draft?
If he was late first round though.
Yeah, he was late for
Ravens moved back up in the first round to get him, I think.
right, right. So I'm not sure if it was the same draft, but anyway, it still was a quarterback rich draft,
Right.
and
Right.
it was foolish of the Bears. It was the dumbest thing. Anybody could see that was a bad idea.
Yeah,
But
I mean, even Philly, moving up to get Wentz like that, giving up all them picks and all that stuff to get Wentz.
right,
And I mean, they look like geniuses at first, but overall, he was a bust.
right,
You know, I mean, I
right.
guess it didn't stop Super Bowls, but uh, yeah, that could have set them back for a long time.
It could have. He showed flashes, like you said early on. He was
Yeah, when he started off 26 touchdowns to 0 interceptions,
You're right.
yeah, yeah, he looked like the truth at the time.
Right, 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 right. The Eagles were looking like they were really smart. Yeah. So okay, so other signings, DK Metcalf went to the Steelers.
Yeah. I
Because
don't know about that move, man, because they're
you don't
not.
know about that?
Yeah, I mean, I know about the move. I know it
I
happened.
know.
I'm just saying I don't know the validity of that move, right? Because Pickens is a good receiver, and you
And
can't
then you
really get
add DK.
DK is not. He's not that complimentary receiver though. He's not a compliment. He's kind of like AJ Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if he's that complimentary receiver they need. Plus, they don't really got no quarterback there though, right? Who they got their quarterbacking?
Russell Wilson's still there, right?
I thought they were saying they were planning on getting rid of him, letting him go.
Well, I think you were trying to decide between him and Justin Fields. And with that said, Justin Fields left and he's with the Jets.
Hmm. Okay. I thought they was already saying they was going to part ways with Russell Wilson. I
Yeah.
don't think they settling with Russell Wilson for
Well,
to
I think this settles it because I mean, a lot of people thought they were
he's
going to
still
keep.
under contract, right? He not a free agent this year, right? He's still under contract.
I'm I'm not sure. I don't know what his contract situation is with that, but I know they were going to try to decide between him and Phil,
Yeah.
and I think this settles it. It's Russell, so I would
Pretty
assume
much. Yeah,
Russell's going
we'll
to stay
see.
there.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. I just thought I heard that they said they weren't gonna keep him.
So,
Just moving on.
but this kind of signals that the Seahawks are starting over because Lockett is likely to be released. Geno went to the Raiders. DK went to the Steelers, and they signed Sam Darnold.
Mm,
Sam Darnold got $100 million contract, 30 years. Was it 3 years, 100 million, 30 something million a year?
yeah.
So got his payday,
Yep.
and he's the Seahawks' future. That's interesting.
Yeah. Which is interesting because you just got rid of all his receivers. So
Right.
what you planning on doing at that point? I mean, you got in Jigma. That's about the only guy there now. But I think they said they were releasing Tyler Lockett.
Right. Right. They're likely to release Lockett. So I I don't know what they're doing.
Hmm.
So they're starting over from scratch, you know.
Yeah.
So
Rebuilding.
A total rebuild, but I just don't understand it with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a breakout season last season with the Vikings, but he turned back into a pumpkin in the playoffs. So
Yeah. I mean, he needs a lot of help around him. He had a lot of help around him in Minnesota.
right,
I don't know how they think they're gonna bring him there without that help.
right,
You just
right,
let all those receivers go, all the help. You
right.
just let them out the door. So I don't know what Seattle's doing.
I don't get it either. I mean, and you know, yeah. Speaking of not knowing what they're doing, Daniel Jones is going to the Colts. Um,
Mm,
I mean, what?
yeah, man.
And
That's what
he's
she
going to
said.
compete for the starting job,
Yeah, yeah,
according to the Colts.
yep, yep.
Um,
Because I don't think they're happy with Richardson. If you can't tell by last year and them benching him when he's healthy for Joe Flacco, yeah,
right.
yeah. If that ain't telling you that you're on your way out of there, I don't know what is.
Well, I mean, even so, even if Daniel Jones loses the job to him, he still will likely play because Richardson is likely to get hurt.
Well, yeah, of course, of course. That's what he showed so far that he will get hurt. It's going to happen. It's just when it's going to happen. Is the question.
But, but wait, even if he doesn't get hurt, he might take himself out of the game. Did you see that? There was one game where I think he was tired
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. He tapped on his helmet or
he
something.
tapped on his helmet. They take him out of the game.
Yep. He tapped
And
on the
it was at a
helmet.
critical junction of the game towards the end. He had just made
Yep.
a big play and
Yep.
took himself out of the game.
Yep.
It's like, dude, call a run play. Hand it off to the running back.
Yeah, and I think they benched him the next game after that.
I think they did too. It was wow, that was insane.
Yeah,
What an
man.
amazing season. Um, let's see. Gardner Johnson has gone to the Texans.
Yep.
Allen went to the Vikings. Miles Garrett, re-signed with the Browns, which was a bit of a
And
surprise.
they
I
couldn't
thought
let
they
him
were going to
go.
let him go. I thought they asked him to look for a trade, right?
Yeah, they did, but they couldn't let him go. They're like, okay, y'all, if we don't have Miles Garrett, we have nothing to bring people here at all. I mean, you barely do anyway, but yeah, I think they're just trying to hold on for something. It's the Browns. What can
It's
you
the
say?
Browns. I mean, and I get it, Miles. I mean, you're not expecting to win anything with these people,
No,
but if they're gonna make you the highest paid non-quarterback
ever.
ever, I mean, I guess I'll stick around to it, continue losing in Cleveland.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know, stick around for another 4 or 5 years, and then jump somewhere else and get a championship. So
Yep. Yep.
I ain't hating because you're not winning in Cleveland.
Nah.
No,
He'll be putting up numbers, but he ain't winning for sure.
no, no. I mean, the Cavaliers will probably win another NBA title before the Browns win a Super Bowl. So,
Yeah,
um,
probably.
yeah, and crazy enough, Juszczyk was released by the 49ers. The 49ers are
Mm,
kind of cleaning house.
wow.
Yeah, they released a bunch of defensive players, which I was surprised by. And Juszczyk, big name, spent 8 seasons as the starting fullback for the 49ers. Fullback, H-back, tight
Hmm.
end, versatile player.
Right.
Um, interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, what can you say? I mean, he's a fullback, but he was supposed to be a good fullback. I wonder if he shouldn't have been costing them that much. I don't know why they would release him.
I don't know why they releasing him either, because I thought he provided a compliment to the receivers on that team by being that pass catching fullback, pass catching tight end, H back
Hmm.
player.
Right.
So yeah, just I don't know. Maybe it was just time. Maybe there were time. Maybe Kyle Shanahan has just gotten frustrated with how things ended last season. It was just like we just need to just turn this over.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's very possible because that was a frustrating ending to that season for real.
It was. It was.
Started off so good, and then you just got off of being in the NFC Championship, then the Super Bowl, and then you just fall off the cliff, like all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got a lot of talent on that team. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just surprising. So
Hmm.
49ers are turning over things. So check us out. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.